How's it going? Good to see you. It's been a great day. And whether you're looking at this in the AM or the afternoon or the evening, um, I hope you're doing well. So today, I want to talk about the power of positive words. Hey there, good to see you, Sarah. So listen, my name is Anita Gibson. I am a coach, speaker, educational strategist, and I'm the author of the book Starfinder, which is just coming out. Hey, I don't have my glasses on, so hopefully I don't miss anything tonight. Thank you for the hearts. I appreciate it. So, I have to say something before I get started. So I had a relative of mine. We were hanging out on Sunday at the African American Museum downtown, and she was like, "I'm watching your lives, and they're really good." And she was like, "I noticed that when you talk, you put your nails up like this, or you're doing like that." She was like, "You trying to show your nails off?" And I was like, "Really?" And I know she was joking, but it occurred to me that people are like, maybe they're thinking that's what I'm doing. But just so you guys know, I talk with my hands. So whether I happen to have nail polish on my nails or not, it's just I don't know how to talk without using my hands. I'm going to try to do better with that. But it was funny when she said that. She's like, "Yeah, you're like, hey, and I know this is how you really feel." And I'll never be able to do lives again and not notice, my nails and what's going on with them. Oh my goodness. But anyhow, the power of positive words. Speaking positive words to your child is absolutely critical. Absolutely, it's incredible. It's important to speak those words to all people, but especially to your children. Listen, the world is built to destroy them. There are forces, like as they're about to ready to go back to school, there are forces that are there to, the Bible says the enemy comes to kill, to steal, and to destroy. To kill, there are forces that are fighting against your child. They're trying to kill the purpose that God has planned for them, trying to come to steal the gifts that he has placed in them, trying to come to destroy. Hey there, Janine. Good to see you. Hello, Florida. Trying to destroy the hope that he has placed inside the plans that he has for their life. He said, but that verse continues and he says, "But I have come that they might have life and have it more abundantly, have it to the full." And as parents, we have the opportunity to make sure that our children have life to the full. And it has to do with our words. I had to actually learn how to speak in a positive manner, because the first thing that came to my mind was usually something harsh, something negative. Hey there, Jason. Good to see you. It was something difficult. It was something, "Why'd you do this?" And I did not know how to speak with positive and kind words. I actually had to practice, because at first I couldn't hear myself. And I didn't realize that I was spending more time tearing down and correcting and fixing than I was, pulling up and encouraging. And so one day God said to me, "If you can't say something positive, don't say anything." And I was quiet for quite some time, because in my mind, there was nothing positive to say. But in time, he began to give me his eyes, and I began to see the beauty in my children. I began to see the little things that I could encourage, and I began to see the things that I could say to them that would help them to be better. Hey, Ricky, good to see you. I think this is the first time I've seen you on one of my lives. So I'm talking about children. And so I had to learn how to be gracious to my children. I had to learn how to begin to see them through God's eyes, and to be able to, thank you, Ricky. I had to be able to see them through God's eyes. I had to begin to say what God said about them. And I had to begin to not always pick. I had to choose when to say something negative. I had to learn how to become more gracious and more giving. And I watched them, my children, I watched them like flowers that were closed because they were protecting themselves from their mother and her harsh words. It wasn't that I was mean. I really thought I was helping them. I thought I was doing something good, but they had to stay closed because that jab was coming. They didn't know when I was going to say that, whatever that thing was. But as I began to understand that my job was to water and my job was to encourage, they became like blossoms, and they began to open up. They began to open up to me. They begin to open up to themselves, to the possibilities. They begin to open up to God just through positive words. And I actually had seasons where I would have to take fasts. I would have to actually say, this week, I'm not saying anything negative. I'm not pointing out anything about anybody else. The only thing I choose to do is to encourage. Of course, unless it was something that, was life-threatening. And boy, when I would do those fasts, it taught me how to find the good, how to find the positive. And I was able to become a part of what God was doing and helping our children to grow up to become who He wanted them to become. So you have that opportunity too. And some of you may already have it down because I know everybody is different. But if that's an area that you're struggling in, let me tell you, if your child is not where you want them to be, start speaking to them what you want them to see. So I had to learn, instead of saying, oh, that was really bad what you did, I had to learn to say, thank you, Jason. I had to learn to say things like, that's not who you are. Wow. No, I know that you can do better than that. God has great plans for you. And I know He has a future. This is what I see in you. Sometimes when you do this, and that, now that's who you really are. And I know that God is so pleased when you're moving in that direction. That other stuff, that's not who you are. And the more you talk to them and the more you tell them about who they are in God and who you see that they can become, they believe you and they become it. I always said about my children, I don't care whether they're doctors or lawyers or, important big people making big money and they have no integrity. What's most important to me, you could be a street sweeper if that's your heart's desire. And I know if that's what you really want to do, I know you'll do it with all your heart and have integrity and be honest and be kind to people and make a difference, because that's who God made you to be. And that's what really matters in the end. And so when I think about the power of positive words, I was able to take what I learned with my children, and I was able to begin to let it branched out to my husband, and branch out to my co-workers, and branch out to people that I supervised. And it just kept branching and branching, because there's power in positive words. And so I encourage you tonight. I'm so tired, but I had to come on because I said I made a promise that I was going to do a 9:30 p.m. live. And because I care about parents and I want to share with you my good, bad, and ugly in the hopes that you can grow and become what God is calling you to become, I'm on here tonight. Because it doesn't really matter if I'm tired. What matters is I hope that somehow you are hearing something that will encourage you. And if you think that it's something that is encouraging, I would love for you to share it. I am Anita Gibson. I'm a coach. I'm a speaker. I'm an educational strategist. And I am the author of Starfinder. And I'll be talking with you guys more about that in the coming days when I'm ready to launch. All right. I'm done. So if you see me doing like this or doing like that, I'm really not showing off my nails. Although my nail girl, actually my nail stylist, her name is Christina. And if you want to check her out on FB, on Facebook, she is Nail by Christina. She does a pretty good job. Thanks, Christina. I told her I was going to do a shout out. All right, you guys. I love you. I pray you have a fantastic day.